You've probably never seen an umbrella sold underwater. But somewhere, beneath the waves, there's a man who does this every day. His world is quiet, his job strange, and his customers are creatures you've never imagined. He speaks to them like they're people. He knows their habits, their moods, and the way they move through the water. He sells them not for shelter, but for comfort in a world that's vast and unpredictable. There's something oddly poetic about it. A man, a job, a world beneath the surface, and the only thing he sells is an umbrella. But in this place, it's not just an object. It's a promise, a shield, a quiet symbol of human presence in a world that rarely remembers us. This is a story about a man who sells umbrellas in the sea, a story about why he does it, and a story about what it means to be human in a place where no one else is. So what exactly are we talking about? It's not just a product, it's a symbol. A tiny, fragile thing in a vast, cold, and different world. The underwater umbrella salesperson is a metaphor for someone trying to sell hope in a place where hope is hard to keep afloat. It's not about selling anything. It's about the persistence of a human presence, a whisper in the deep, trying to be heard over the silence. Every time someone buys this umbrella, they're not buying a tool. They're buying a story, one of struggle, of presence, of trying to be remembered. And yet, in the end, it's just an umbrella, a small thing, a fragile thing, but one that carries the weight of all that we've left behind. You might not have heard of an underwater umbrella salesperson, but you've seen their influence. Every time you step into a rainstorm, you're walking in the shadow of their quiet revolution. They didn't just sell an umbrella, they sold a promise, a shield against the chaos of the world. In a way, they were the first to say, "I'm here for you," even when the skies fall. But the umbrella salesperson had a deeper purpose. They were not just selling a product, they were shaping mindset. A mindset that said, even in the darkest moments, there is shelter. Their legacy lives on in the way we carry ourselves in the face of uncertainty. When we walk through life's storms, we carry with us the quiet strength of someone who once said, "I'll protect you." You may not have met the underwater umbrella salesperson, but you carry their message. In every storm, in every moment of doubt, their voice lingers, soft, steady, and unshaken. The first records of underwater umbrella sales began in the early 1900s, when coastal towns saw the rise of stormy weather and desperate swimmers. These umbrellas were not for shade, but for buoyancy, crafted from oilcloth and weighted with iron to keep them afloat. Their trade was born of necessity, and for a time, it thrived in the margins of maritime life, a quiet industry shaped by tragedy and resilience. But as technology advanced, the need for underwater umbrellas faded, and the last of the storm guides vanished into the sea. Their stories left adrift. Today, the trade is a relic, a whisper in the tide. But its legacy lingers in the echoes of those who once walked the line between survival and silence. You know that umbrella you carry in the rain? Imagine it's underwater. Not a storm, but a world where light bends and shadows stretch. That's where the umbrella salesperson lives. He doesn't sell rain. He sells hope. Not for people, but for creatures that live in the dark, in the silence between the waves. The customers aren't humans. They're fish and octopuses and things you can't name. They come when the light is right, and they take the umbrella, not as a tool, but as a promise. The salesperson never leaves. He's not a person, not a myth. He's a relic of the surface, a memory of a world that forgot the ocean. He sells umbrellas not to protect people from the rain, but to remind them that even in the deepest dark, there's a way to shine. The first step is the setup. You need a place where water and air meet, a space where the ocean's breath is barely contained. You'll need an umbrella, but not just any umbrella. It has to be something that floats, something that can hold the weight of the sea without collapsing. You need to make sure the umbrella is positioned so it can catch the water, so it can be seen, so it can be noticed by those who walk by. The setup is more than just an object. It's a promise, a silent appeal to the world above, a sign that something is waiting to be found. And then you wait. For the right moment, for the right person, for the right kind of silence that says, I am here. The mechanism begins with the pressure from the ocean floor, a slow, unrelenting force that pushes the umbrella down, sealing it into place like a lid on a jar. Inside, the internal structure is a lattice of tubes and valves, each one a silent witness to the struggle between water and design. The pressure isn't just a force. It's a negotiation, a quiet dialogue between the sea and the fragile human-made object. Every movement of the sea is a test, and every moment it stays upright is a victory over the vast, indifferent dark. It doesn't just float. It endures, an emblem of human presence in a world that rarely remembers us. The twist is not in the product, but in the way it's sold. You don't just sell an umbrella, you sell a story, a promise, a memory. The customer doesn't want to buy something, they want to feel something. The umbrella is a symbol, not a tool. It's a metaphor for shelter, for protection, for the fleeting moments when the world stops raining. It's not about the weather, it's about the soul. The real sale isn't made with words or objects. It's made with silence, with the weight of the moment, with the unspoken understanding that the customer is buying more than an umbrella. In the end, the umbrella is not just sold, it is remembered. It becomes part of the customer's story, a quiet symbol of something they can't quite name, but feel deeply. The ocean is not a place of empty space, but a vast, silent lattice of pressure and motion, where every breath is a choice, and every movement is a calculation against the weight of the deep. The water does not just press in, it shapes you, molds your body, bends your will, until you forget what it means to be on land, and what it means to be whole. The pressure isn't just on the body, it's on the mind, on the spirit. A constant reminder that you're not just in the water, you're being held down by it, by the silence, by the weight of the unknown. There is a science to survival here, a delicate balance of breath and movement, of trust and restraint, of knowing when to push and when to let go. To be an underwater salesman is to live in the tension between the surface and the deep, between the light and the dark, between the world you left behind and the one you're trying to reach. The umbrella is a relic of a world that no longer exists, a symbol of shelter in a storm that has passed. It was once a promise of protection. Now, it floats as a reminder of what we tried to guard against. The sales pitch was always the same. It'll keep you dry. But the rain never came. In the end, the umbrella wasn't a tool. It was a lie. And we all bought into it. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. Comment this emoji if you made it to the end.